Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a little rundown of all the supplies you need to get started with oil painting. So if you're a beginner or you want to add to your collection, then just keep watching. So oil paints can get a little bit more expensive when you're first starting out. So I'm going to share with you the bare minimum that you need. I recommend getting everything in like smaller chunks so that you're not forking out a lot of money right in the start. I personally mainly shop at Michael's for my art supplies. I also use Blick art supplies, so I will have everything linked down below for you guys to find. For starters, you're going to need a medium to mix in with your paint while you're painting. This just helps the paint to go more smoothly onto the canvas, and it also helps speed up drying time. So I use liquid from the Winsor & Newton brand. There's a lot of different options out there. If you're looking for something different, then I suggest trying a few different things out. I know linseed oil works really well as well, but I just stick to liquid. The next thing you're going to need is a paint thinner. So this is also known as mineral spirits or turpentine. You want to make sure that you're getting the odorless because even the odorless still has that chemical smell, but it's not nearly as bad as the regular mineral spirits. So next on our list is going to be a glass jar for you to clean your brushes, and this is what you'll pour a little bit of the mineral spirits into. So I use a glass brush cleaner jar, but if you have a spaghetti jar laying around, for the first 3 years of painting, I used a old pizza sauce jar. You just need to have something with a lid on it so that you can clean your brushes and then put the lid back on it and you don't have to smell it. So from there, you're going to want to look into different surfaces to paint on. The obvious would be canvas, but there's also canvas paper, there's wood panels that you can get. There's a lot of different options. If you guys would like a dedicated video to that, just let me know down in the comments. You're also going to want to get a paint palette and a paint scraper so that you can clean your palettes. If you want to save a little bit of money, if you have an old picture frame laying around, you can use that as a paint palette. I personally take the glass out, but a lot of people just leave it in the frame. But you just add your paint onto it, and when you're done, you just scrape it off. To mix your paint, you're going to want a palette knife. There's a lot of different sizes. I would just pick one that feels nice in your hand, that you feel comfortable with. You don't, if you're new to palette knives, I wouldn't get a really big one, and I wouldn't get a really small one either. These are also great to use as a tool for painting with as well. I only have one palette knife. I've had the same palette knife probably for 5 years now, so I definitely want to get more palette knives, but they're not a necessity. As long as you have one, that does the trick. Next are the brushes. I have collected a lot of brushes over the years. I would love to do a full dedicated video on brushes if you guys are interested in that. But for starting out, I recommend you getting 5 brushes. So you want a larger one so that you can quickly cover the background or do a base layer or do your underpainting with that. And then you want 2 medium-sized brushes, and I recommend the flat brushes, but there's also like the filbert brushes, which are really great for blending. There's angle brushes, so I would just look into getting a variety of those. And then lastly, I would get 2 round detail brushes, one a little bit bigger than the other, so that you have a nice little range of brushes for starting with your painting. One more thing before we get to paint. You also need some sort of towel or cloth to clean your brushes. I use a blue like paper towel that's for mechanics. So you can get this at Walmart, Kroger, any type of store that has any car supplies, and it's used for when you change your oil, so it sticks to the oil paint really well. I've used old t-shirts before. Anything like that works really great so that it absorbs the oil paint. Now on to the most exciting part, which is paint. Paint can get expensive and a little bit overwhelming if you don't have a plan when you go to buy them. So I recommend, if you just want to try out oil paint, you're not really sure if you want to stick with it, before making a huge investment into all the supplies, I suggest getting a titanium white and an ivory black. Test out those two colors. You can do a full grayscale paintings, work on values, and just get used to the way the medium works before you invest in a lot of different paint colors. If you are wanting to get some colors, I suggest getting a brown shade, either burnt umber or burnt sienna, to do your underpainting with. So that's like the sketch layer. If you're just starting out and you want like the bare minimum paints, I suggest the burnt umber, because that mixes in really well with your other colors to darken them. Because I don't use black in any of my paintings unless I'm doing a black and white painting. I mix my own black. And that just helps make sure that the colors aren't getting too desaturated when you darken them up. So the four main colors that I recommend getting are cadmium yellow light, cadmium red medium, sap green, and cobalt blue. So you would have a nice little range of colors, and you'll be able to mix any color that you're looking for from those four with your titanium white and burnt umber. So there's your little starter kit for getting painting. If you are already oil painting and you want to add to your collection, I love Payne's Gray. That one's really great. Phthalo Blue is also a really great one. And Cadmium Orange Hue. Those are also ones that are great for your kit, but also not necessary. You can mix the colors using the colors that you already have. If you have something in mind specifically that you want to paint that has a different color in it, then I recommend going ahead and getting that color, because it's going to save you a lot of time and you won't have to mix as much. But if you are looking to save a little bit of money, all the colors that you need can be mixed from those 6 colors. So there's your starter kit. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below. If you guys are looking for a video about different surfaces you can paint on, or all the different brushes I recommend, leave me a comment down below. I want to thank my Patreons for making this video possible. And if you want to join me over there, I have a link listed down below. Right now I'm working on making the stickers for this month and the prints. So there's a lot of goodies over there, and I would love if you join me over there. Be sure to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!